Good morning, Gills fans, and welcome back to the Monday review. Myself and Boz talking about the win that we hoped for. We said on Friday, but we never really expected it, and I didn't expect a performance like that, I'm not going to lie. So, as everyone knows, I had a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I got married. But no, in all seriousness, thanks to all the well wishers on Twitter first before we go any further who sent me messages and tweeted me saying good luck to myself and the wife. It is really appreciated. But obviously we're here to talk about one thing. I'm going to talk about this first though. How good is that? That's goal of the season for me. That is Madison for Peterborough against Shrewsbury, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the last unbeaten record in the EFL went on Saturday, but we'll talk about that more a bit later. Obviously more about us. 3-1 win at the New York Stadium. Plenty of people I've seen on social media, I've been trying to catch up sort of yesterday and Saturday evening said best away performance in a very long time. So
Tom's been to practically every away game and he said that's the best he's seen all season.
Really good. There was plenty that said it was a 10 out of 10 performance from pretty much everyone. So there was a little bit of maybe was Thomas only slightly at fault for the goal, but I'm going to say...
But he's coming quite quick, isn't it?
I think Kiefer Moore's caught him out, and we picked him out Friday as a massive threat. He's the top scorer in the division. I think he's taken it really early, and it's next to Holy as well, which
we've seen before. He struggles if it's close.
Well, yeah, because he's so big, but I don't think he's at fault. It's not like it's gone for his legs, or it's an absolute bullet of a shot as
well. If we lost the game 1-0, it might have been different. But
yeah, so it's a very small gripe from some. I'm not going to sit here and say he's at fault for it. I'm not a goalkeeping coach, so obviously, as normal, Medway Messenger. Back page, how's that, Steve? Players deliver and caretaker boss is delighted. We've got the Football League paper from Sunday. Gills, I don't get this, it don't make sense to me. Gills not joshing with win? No? Can't get it, I don't understand it. But the main thing is, obviously 3-1, big performance. Lee Martin man of the match according to that one, but we're going to concentrate mainly on this one, and then we'll do the results roundup from the Football League paper. Steve Lovell boosted his chances of getting the Gills job full-time, but was keen to praise the players who have made it happen. Interestingly as well, I checked this morning, Odds Checker have now got him odds on favourite. He's 2-1 on, and Wesley is out to 8-1. Second favourite is still Keith Millen at 5.
The Wesley gets away from that,
the better. The further he keeps dropping down the list, the happier I'll be. Just a quick one then. One word answer, yes or no. Does Steve Lovell get the job, based on the 4 games?
Yes, because I think right now it's extremely harsh if he didn't. And if you were to bring in, say, a Wesley now, or you
could buy in anyone and undo all this hard work.
The players seem to be having a go,
yep.
Which we didn't get under Perrott. There was a lot of just sitting back and
soaking
up. They didn't want to lose, whereas now we go out to win.
I still think Saturday 2-1 up against 10 men. Look at Southend last season, Pennant 2-1 up against 10 men at home to Southend. We nearly messed that up. So that we'd have sat back, we'd have got deeper and deeper, we'd have been defending our 6-yard box. We're going to score another goal.
Up some pressure, very good side.
Of course, like we said before on Friday.
That's the difference. Before, if the side was coming at us like that, we'd have bottled it and conceded 2 or 3 more.
They'd won 5 on the bounce at home, so it's an absolute massive result. Back onto the back page. Anyway, the Gills pulled off a shot. He said, I'm working with these players and they're responding to what I'm doing. We are getting results and they're enjoying what they're doing. All of these little points, I think, point to a decent manager. I know I've only been here for 4 games, but I'm enjoying it and I think I'm doing good. Can't disagree with him, and I've got no issue with that, him being confident in his own ability. He's not being arrogant, and he goes on to praise them. I've moulded the boys into something that perhaps they didn't think they could be. They're not.
I read...
they suddenly look a different side.
I think it was Josh Parker in an interview with Kent Online today, and he said the difference now is now work on defending in training, or tell them how to defend, and then he said attacking, go and do what you want, enjoy it, because that's what he's supposed to do.
So it must be the same one that's in here, so we'll have a look at that in more detail. They've taken on board what we are working on with them, and we've tried to make them understand what we're asking of them. If you understand, you will continue to do it. They have managed themselves. Yeah, he says a bit here. We manage themselves during the week. They cross the white line. They go and do as they want within the guidelines of what we talked about and trained on during the week. So yeah, little bit obviously. Former Preston and Stevenage boss Graham Wesley remains hopeful, however, and he was at the game watching from the. If you're going to appoint him, you'd have done it ages ago. This is my point, and we spoke about this previously. Let's have another look.
Such bad goalkeeping.
Goalkeeping's poor from the lead up as well, isn't it? Because he lets it bounce and we win the corner. This I thought was a really good game, because I watched the extended highlights on the Gills app, and it goes back further than this. It's a really good finish as well. But defensively, he's got 10 yards and he's very good with his head. This is the one we was talking about, Thomas Holy. I think these two maybe slightly more at fault, but again, it's being harsh. It's a really good finish, I think. It's early, it's low, it's quick. It's not like he scuffed it, it's bobbled past him, he thumped that past him.
This was just calamitous.
For me, this is a red card, straight away. I don't get... That's a red card. Then...
There's more, I think, in the extended highlights where
they've not shown it here, have they? I'm sure he put his head in Bingham's face as well. That's a good... That's a better header, sorry.
Jumps.
Yeah, how many times have we been accused of doing that defensively? So really good, some good goals, really good goals. All three with the head as well. So
tough for both of them as well, because a lot of like us in Spanish, I was not Tom Hayes at the beginning.
Dave tweeted me Saturday evening and said because he put him down to get to double figures for the season. I think I said I'd had Josh Parker down to get the double figures. What's that now? 6 and 4.
And
we're not even in November.
Start of the season, he's as a striker. A lot of fans
more now from left wing, to be fair. Yeah. So it's
good on both of them, turning people's heads.
Again, it's only one result. Again, we've got to be careful of not getting run away with ourselves. But if we can go and beat Leighton Orient next week, then we've got Reading's kids in the checker trade. I know it's
Berry.
You're building momentum all of a sudden, aren't you? So Lovell staking a claim. That's inside match report. Interim boss Steve Lovell can't have done a lot more to prove he's worthy of taking on the Gills job full time. He's got the fans on side, the players playing for him, and he's getting his team pulling off shock results. You look at that Northampton one now, and again, you almost say like we used to, when we was good, and then we dropped points against the better, the so-called lesser teams. It makes Northampton really frustrating because that could have been 4 unbeaten, even just a draw. But
to
it's
split
not.
that on its head, as I was thinking earlier, there's a lot more teams above us than there are below us.
Yep.
So if we're beating teams above us, brilliant.
And we said, how does now Lovell react because he's lost a game? I think he answered everyone with that, didn't he? Just sent them out 3-1. So. Any new manager now, which would be Gills' fourth for the season, would have to start from scratch. Yet another new voice with new ideas, and that's the bit I'm worried
exactly
about.
What I think I saw Georgie Boxall last night or Saturday night.
It's just it's too many. It's too much to change again, and we're playing well. We'll do as I do at the end of the report. We like to do. Scally sign him up was the response from the away fans cheering on caretaker boss Lovell from behind the goal. The chairman might be preoccupied with his big court case against their former caterers this week, but surely this decision isn't an easy one. No, surely this decision's an easy one, isn't it? I think it is now. I mean, you weren't sure, probably more than me.
I'm still not 100%, but at the same time, it's harsh not to give it to him now. And if you don't, fans turn again, and again, you just started to win them back. And like we've said, we have to start again. Wesley could come in. Wesley comes in this week, we lose at home to Leighton Orient, we're back to square one, and all that work from the last month has been chucked away pretty much. But we shall wait and see. Lovell delighted by effort of his players on the next page. Ogilvie answers the call. Connor Ogilvie was Gillingham's only change on Saturday, dropping out for Bradley Garmston, but he roared back with a second half performance that delighted his manager and teammates. Sorry, another injury for Garmston, it says here apparently. Oh, was it off? I presumed it was out of plan.
Garmston was withdrawn as a precaution after the left back felt a twinge in his groin, leaving an opportunity for Ogilvie. He started at left back before playing a key role in the centre of defence. Yeah, he went in, didn't he, which I think was a bit surprising.
Yeah, Zach Barney went.
And Luke O'Neill come on at left back, because everyone I think was assuming O'Neill would have just gone straight in the centre half.
Then you have to shift everybody over, don't you, to accommodate O'Neill going on the right.
No, that's what I meant. You could have just put. I thought we'd have just put O'Neill in as a centre half and left the rest, because he's played centre half as part of the 3. But who cares? We won the game. So hopefully that's nothing serious with Garmston. Hopefully it's nothing serious with Gabby Zaquani as well, because otherwise we are down to bare bones for Saturday, with no Nugent, no Lacey still. But
again though, O'Neill could just come in again at centre half. Yeah,
it could be the case. You might see that. It might change the system. Depends, and it depends how seriously we take the competition as well. Whether we're going to play a full strength team or fringe players and see what happens.
I think we will, because I don't think we'll play a full strength team against Reading on Tuesday, so I think we're going to go full strength.
Near a full strength Saturday, and then maybe the kids on a mixture of a couple Saturday. Might see.
I think we're qualified, haven't we, in that checker train run?
Yeah, won both for opening games, haven't we? So player ratings for Saturday: Holy 6, Clare 8, Zaquani 7, Amar 8, Garmston 7, List 6, Martin 8, Bingham 8, Hesse 8, Parker 8, Eves 8. Substitutes: Ogilvie 8, Wagstaff 7, O'Neill 7. So good all-round performance again, isn't it? You can't really say that anyone stood out. We wasn't there, obviously. We like to say that to make that clear, but it seems everyone was at it from the word go right through to the final whistle, which is great. Pennock off the mark with a win. Ex-manager's gone to Barrow, won at the weekend. Great. Parker sets high standard. This might be what you was talking about. 2 goals in the Gillingham win delighted Josh Parker, even if his own performance didn't, which is good to hear. Striker Parker netted 3 minutes into the game and 3 minutes from time to top and tail a thrilling victory against a Rotherham side with promotion aims this season. I'm happy with the 2 goals, he said. I wasn't overly pleased with my performance, especially after the last game, which I thought was the best I've had this season. What was that, Northampton?
Northampton, yeah,
we said it was good, Northampton, especially second half. It's the second time this month the Gills have beaten one of League One's leading sides, clinching back-to-back away games. I think it's 3 on the bounce now, isn't it, if you include the Colchester-Chequer Trade game. So, and Parker is loving the newfound freedom given by Steve Lovell. This must be coming on to what you said. We've not had the majority of possession on Saturday, but determination and hard work is the first thing you start with in football. You can have the best players in the world, but if you have a team of players that want to work and roll their sleeves up, then it shows what can happen. The confidence comes down to Loves and his coaching technique. As a manager, you have your tactics and your formation, but all he says to us when we defend is what we do. But when we have the ball, basically do what you want. You are footballers, you are supposed to be enjoying it. If you are not smiling when you are playing, then you shouldn't be here. You can see that. Can't ask for more at the moment, to be quite honest. There's a little bit about the High Court battle, but that's probably a wrap from the Medway Messenger. All positive. Boz wants Steve Lovell appointed now.
I didn't say that. So I think it's harsh if he's not.
But at the end of the day,
Can't argue at the moment.
all we want is results, and he's providing them. So, right, before we finish up, results roundup from Saturday. I don't think there was any yesterday, was there? Right, as always, alphabetical order. Bristol Rovers 2, MK Dons 0. Bristol Rovers up to mid-table now, 13th. MK Dons been in and out, haven't they? Started poorly, then went on a run, started climbing, and then they've been pretty inconsistent for about the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Struggled with last week, didn't they?
Was that the Mad game? Was that the 4-all? There was a couple of crazy ones last week. Was that and Rotherham Oxford, I think, as well. So, so Bristol Rovers are now above MK Dons, who slipped to 16th. Bury 0, Doncaster 1. Probably can't have been the most exciting of games. Bury really struggling, dropped to second bottom after our win. Doncaster just about keeping themselves out of trouble. They're 3 points off the bottom 4 at the moment. Charlton 1, Wimbledon 0. I think Carl Robinson spoke on the Football League. I like said it was a poor game and it was one.
These days, they both got the tactics spot on.
Cancelled each other out, and then was one moment of magic from guess who, Ricky Holmes. So Fleetwood 2, Oxford 0. Up and down really at the moment, aren't they? So, but that's a good result for them. That was 0-0 with 4 minutes to, with 2 minutes left. 2 really late ones there for Fleetwood, which drops them, pushes them back up to 9th, and above Oxford, who dropped to 10th. Northampton Blackpool 1-0 Northampton. So since they drew, didn't they, in the week before they beat us, come from 2-0 down. So they've picked up against that 7 from 9. 7 from 9 since they got bashed at home to Bristol Rovers, so they stay. They're just inside the bottom 4 point above us, but that drags Wimbledon right down as well now with their loss at Charlton. Blackpool really struggling. In fact, that's no winning 8 now. So after a really good start, and they're down to 12th.
And we play them in a couple of weeks, aren't we?
But it's not too far away, I don't think.
Tuesday night,
Oldham 2, Scunthorpe 3, another thriller, but Oldham didn't come out with anything this time around. Again, a couple of the usual suspects for Scunthorpe, we keep saying. Tom Hopper and Josh Morris were on the score sheet. Peterborough 1, Shrewsbury 0. We've already shown it. Goal of the season, I think, at the moment. You're going to do well to find a better one than that.
That's probably the result of the day as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Peterborough just had their blip just now.
Up and down,
That's going to be a good result for them. Keeps them back in the chasing pack in terms of the playoffs. Only a point outside. Plymouth 1, Rochdale 1. Probably not a bad point for either side in terms of Rochdale being away from home. Plymouth didn't get beat, but they're still bottom of the league. Portsmouth on the slump again at the moment, down to 14th, lost 1-0 at home to Bradford. Matthew Kilgallen, honestly, he's been around for hundreds of years, it seems like, still doing it. Winner 10 minutes from time. Rotherham 1, Gills 1, we've already done that. Walsall 0. Sorry?
You said Rotherham 1, Gills 1.
Sorry, Gillingham 3. Doing everyone a disservice there. Walsall 0, Southend 1. Probably went with form. Southend all of a sudden are only 2 points outside the top 6. Simon Cox with a goal, still doing a job at this level, and Wigan 0, Blackburn 0. Bradley Dack missed a really good chance in that game on the highlights programme. What are we on now? League 2.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, we're going to do playing performance. I'm going to put Josh Parker in. Opening goal.
Yep.
Clincher. In terms of more individual performance, I've got to put Madison in from Peterborough just for that strike. And then a couple of team performances.
Peterborough, the obvious one.
Peterborough, I think they won 1 point from 15, hadn't they, before Saturday, and then they beat them top of the league. So yeah, we put Peterborough in.
Probably got to go us as well, I think.
I'll say we've got to go with us. Yeah, so that'll do then. So we do two individuals and 2 teams. So Peterborough and Gill's team performances of the week, and Josh Parker and I forgot his first name, Marcus Madison, just for that absolute worldie. So that's everything from us. A very positive one. No midweek game this week, is there? So we go on to Leighton Orient Saturday, which we need to get tickets for. Please keep doing the usual. We are 1 away from 550 on YouTube, and I think we're about 5 away from 550 on Facebook. So please keep telling everyone about us. Until next time, up the Gills.